Hello from Schwann GMC, where we're going to do things a little bit different. Instead of a walk around, we're going to do a drive around. So before we drive, well, I guess I should start. Here's the teaser. While we're driving, we'll be highlighting what SuperCruise and kind of what that does, because this is a Denali Reserve package. So this is an available feature in our Reserve and Denali Ultimate. So we'll kind of touch on that. You do also get this really nice Denali interior. This one is the Atmosphere Brownstone, so you can see the brown hints with darker accents. This is pretty much as equipped as you can get in a Denali without jumping up to that Ultimate. But yeah, that is a quick overview, and we'll get on the road. Okay, now that we're driving along here, SuperCruise is pretty simple to activate when you're on mapped roads, so all of our major interstates and major highways around here, and they're mapping more and more every year. It's just a matter of going down here, setting your cruise to what speed you want to go, and you'll notice, if you look here down here, you will see there's a little gray steering wheel that pops up down, and that will say that you're on a approved highway. And then you jump over to the steering wheel here, or if you're on a different model, it may be in a different location, but on this pickup right here, you'll see the top of the steering wheel turns green, and that's my key that I can go ahead and just let go. So some people do get a little bit nervous about this, letting go of that steering wheel. However, SuperCruise has been around since 2016, where it was initially released on our Cadillac CT6. Then the next couple years, it is spread to other Cadillac models, and just as of pretty recently, they have now dropped it down to our GMCs and our Sierras, as well as our Yukons, and pretty soon, the next model year will be available on our Acadias, as well as Buicks Envision. So it is the second generation of that SuperCruise technology, so we don't have any traffic around us right now, but say if there was somebody coming on to the on-ramp, or if we approach somebody, so right now I have the cruise set to 60, say somebody was going 55, the vehicle is smart enough to realize, okay, we're going to scan next to it, and I'll actually trigger it to do it itself by hitting the blinker here. Auto lane change will go on, it will scan, make sure nobody's there, move me over a lane, and get to that lane and stop. So you still have manual control. Say if I wanted to grab the steering wheel, if there was something in the middle of the road or something coming up ahead that I can see, I can grab the steering wheel and I can manually change without hitting the blinker. You'll notice the icon changed blue on the steering wheel here. That's basically saying that I was in control, but the system is still waiting to take back over. You can see now that we're recentered in the lane, light turns green, it's now back into control. Pretty nice feature. I can just simply here, now that we're hitting the 75 zone, just tap that up to 75, and it will speed up, staying right in that middle of that lane, scanning for traffic ahead of me, scanning to the side, so we aren't going to do it to panic the drivers coming up on the passenger side here, but I have a BMW coming alongside. If I were to hit that blinker, it's not going to start moving over because it does sense somebody's there using that side blind. So there's your quick drive-by of SuperCruise. Really sweet feature to have. Definitely makes longer road trips a little bit easier, not having to constantly do all those little micro adjustments. So a couple questions I guess I forgot to touch. So one, unlike some of our competitors that you still have to hold the wheel or have pressure spots, GM does have a little basic face scanner right here. That's what that little icon is. If I were to be looking away from the road for too long, it will go through a series of notifications to get me to pay attention. So you'll see that light starts flashing. It'll then buzz my seat, go to an auditory tone, and gradually work its way up to the point where OnStar thinks, or the vehicle thinks, you may have a medical emergency. It will put your hazards on, bring your vehicle to a stop, and notify OnStar. So that kind of safety feature, so you're not a 80 mile an hour or 75 mile an hour projectile until you hit something. Another question came up was, does it work with snow or other weather conditions? Yes and no. Since SuperCruise does go off of mapped roads, that LiDAR map, it is a little bit more forgiving in bad weather conditions or foggy, rainy conditions, so you can run SuperCruise when it's raining. However, with that camera behind the front mirror here watching the lanes of the road, that is one of those systems. So if there is snow blocking. So like right there, it's sensing a lane change. We're actually going to cancel that since that vehicle was going slower than the speed. And we want to take this exit. Going back, if there's snow or ice or really foggy conditions where it's not getting enough data for that front lane, it will not let you go into SuperCruise. So depending on how bad that condition is and visibility sake. But ultimately, this isn't designed to be a self-driving vehicle. It's just supposed to be a hands-off driving. So you're still kind of paying attention to the road. You're still ultimately the one in control. Now, you may be wondering kind of the cost-wise of it. So once again, it kind of depends on which model, which make. In the pickups, for instance, if you want SuperCruise on the Denali without going to that Denali Ultimate package, you do need the Denali Reserve package that you add over the top. So if you look at a window sticker, I believe it's right around $6,000 some for that Denali Reserve package. Now, that package also includes like your tech package, so your rear camera mirror, your heads-up display, includes a sunroof, a special wheel package, and a couple other things that I'm not thinking of at the moment. So when you price out something with the Denali Reserve package for that SuperCruise and just a similar equipped truck with, say, the heads-up display, so that tech package, with your sunroof, with the nicer wheels, I believe it comes to be about $2,000 difference for the SuperCruise capabilities. Now, when you jump up to the Denali Ultimate, that is something standard on some of our Cadillac models, which Escalade now is standard in everything premium, luxury, and sport above. And then our Denali Acadia, I'm not sure on pricing yet, and of course haven't heard anything on the new Envision. So those things are all to come. But if you're looking at pickups, to get SuperCruise, you need at least the Denali Reserve package or the Denali Ultimate.